Thank you for visiting VenezuelaInEnglish.com, news with a foreign accent. Thank you for visiting VenezuelaInEnglish.com. Today, October 15th, 2006, we are here at the expectation because tomorrow it will be finally known if Venezuela will have a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. This is an event of much relevance. So much relevance that it has been widely acknowledged how the current U.S. administration has launched and promoted a worldwide campaign to prevent Venezuela from being elected to this seat at the UN Security Council. A recent example, Donald Rumsfeld, in his latest visit to Nicaragua, made comments that many have considered a poison directed at the wellness of inner Latin American relations. Mr. Rumsfeld assured that Venezuela was a dangerous neighbor and tried to relate Venezuela to terrorism. President Chavez did not reply to these assertions directly. Given that these assertions were implicitly involving Colombia, President Chavez asked Colombian leader President Alvaro Uribe to answer to these comments. The Colombian head of state denied having any concerns regarding Venezuela. In this context, we are here waiting for the UN suffrage on the non-permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. Now, let's go over Venezuela's stated proposals as one of the candidates for this seat. Number one, Venezuela will support the expansion of the Security Council both in its permanent and non-permanent membership categories. This is a motion also supported by Brazil. Number two, Venezuela will work for the implementation of transparent methods of addressing and resolving world conflicts. These include open debate and decision-making. Third, Venezuela will push the suppression of the veto mechanism. Venezuela opposes the anti-democratic character of the veto power on decisions of the Security Council. A recent example of this is the veto power from the United States enabling Israel to bomb Lebanon. This was an example stated by President Chavez on September the 20th in the last General Assembly at the United Nations. Number four, Venezuela will work for the strengthening of the role and function of the UN Secretary General. When it comes to Venezuela's election to the Security Council non-permanent seat, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, the entire community of Caribbean nations, the African Union, the Arab League, Russia, and China are among the countries that have already publicly expressed their support for Venezuela. About the recent North Korean nuclear test, Venezuelan Foreign Affairs Minister Nicolás Maduro and the Venezuelan ambassador to the United Nations, Francisco Arias, have clearly stated Venezuela's position against the proliferation of nuclear weapons. They also added that Venezuela is doing great efforts in all international arenas to encourage countries that have nuclear weapons to start eliminating them progressively. This is all we have for now. We will remain here watching for new developments and we'll post them in our news headline section. Thank you for visiting VenezuelaInEnglish.com, news with a foreign accent.